Greetings everyone, welcome back to more Bayonetta 2. In the last episode we took on the cathedral enemies and started to get our backstory of the wonderful legend of Aesir. And now, in this part, we're going to the bridge to the heavens. I remember in the last episode I ended up saying that we ended up fighting Glamour. I don't know what the hell is wrong with me. This is also a very short episode because it's just, this entire part is just the boss fight. But and the boss fight goes on for pretty long, and it's a very interesting boss fight. Kind of looks like a certain summon from a certain Final Fantasy game, or just a certain person in general. But right now, we start out slowly, trying to get our introduction. We don't even get our introduction to the boss right away. We just walk, and it's amazing. Isn't it so cool? For this battle, I end up equipping the Udine. And now we're going to showcase what they do, because as I said before, I will be trying to showcase every single weapon. If you manage to hold the button when you execute a combo, you'll use a flamethrower. You notice that Bayonetta's two clubs are both fire and fire right now, but don't worry, they'll both literally become ice at one point or another. Here I'm just messing around, see what I can do, trying to see what's good, what's not good. Alright. Enemy equipping right, because I kind of want Bayonetta to just move in a very sexy motion, because why not, you know? It's Bayonetta. She has to walk. I always love that there's always like a walking feature in a video game, because like when a particular thing happens, walking is just glorious, you know? Anyways, time for our boss. Time to fight Valor. And, you know, it's interesting that Bayonetta said new model, because, yes, this is actually the same douchebag that we fought before. The only difference is, well, you know, now he's wearing a fancy suit of armor. Because now, he is a swordsman, and he wields magnificent power! Well, anyways, the few attacks that he does is sword swipe. He will occasionally use his shield to attack you. And he does have all of his attacks are normally telegraphed, but I gotta say, that cape, glorious. And of course, the music is also fantastic. After a while, he starts to ride on his shield, very easily telegraphed and can be easily dodged. Just, as I said before, when you're in the air, you have infinite dodging, at least to my knowledge. This is the Umbra Climax version with the Udine. Doesn't it look fantastic looking? Oh. Seems like we're going into the water, even though that was a bit odd. Anyways, luckily enough, Udine can still be used even in water. After a while, there are pillars surrounded, well, not really after a while, there are a bunch of pillars surrounding the area. We're actually still in the same area, but it just seems a little bit larger, and which is kind of hilarious, but what are you gonna do? Anyways, after a while, he will start throwing his shield, but be warned though, just like Captain America, when he throws his mighty shield, it will come back. As indeedy so. Because you can still take damage if you are not expecting the shield to come back. But, you know, if you're familiar with all that nonsense. You know what his armor reminds me of? You guys ever play Ghouls and Ghosts for... Well, actually, no, it doesn't really matter which one you play. Actually, no, it does, because the golden armor doesn't really appear in the original version. But my point is that he kind of looks like that. He kind of literally looks like Arthur, which, as I said before... This guy is literally like an angelic version of a King Arthur, which is pretty badass. I don't think King Arthur wields a shield, but the sword is a little bit different. I can literally call the sword Excalibur. So apparently the angels can evolve into much better beings. I mean, it's not really the same angelic being that we fought before, but I like to think it is because it's literally almost the same model. The only difference is that the sword the sword is not the face, and he also didn't have a shield when we first fought him. I just like to think that's the same dude.
I don't think you'll be able to get a new one of those.
What is with all these enemies being douchebags hitting us as we kill them? Also, another question I'd like to ask, is there like a very good way of killing these guys faster? Because I still haven't figured out a way to be able to wipe these guys out without any problems. So, still to this day. Also, didn't really mention anything about the verse cards. I guess I can go very quickly. The verse cards are essentially the co-op mode of the game, or the versus mode of the game, which you can be able to do a bunch of trials and whatever. But anyways, guys, in the next episode, we'll be taking on the Ark, where, funny enough, it's 7, so see yas.